Don't dry up frogs. They're the best yet at staying wet. Story and photos by Marty Crump, PhD. Only the painted belly monkey frog doesn't have to hide from the heat. Dry season in northern Argentina is hot. I often wore shorts and t-shirts there during my search for frogs. I spent a lot of time with my Argentine friends, Felix and Gabby. Like me, they are scientists. One June day, they took me on an expedition to find the perfect frog pond. We drove 50 miles along a dusty dirt road. Suddenly, Felix announced, "Ya estamos! We're here." "Are you sure?" I asked. The barren landscape reminded me of a desert back home in Arizona. It certainly didn't seem like a very froggy place to me. I saw no water, just dust. We parked the car and walked past cacti and other thorn-covered plants. When we reached an open area of dry, cracked ground, Gabby smiled and said, "Aquí está el charco. Here's the pond." Again, I asked if they were sure. Felix and Gabby insisted that if I returned during rainy season, I would find hundreds of frogs. Cow pies and cocoons. Where were the frogs hiding? I did a little detective work. Near the edge of the dry pond, I turned over a log and found a warty, brown, rococo toad. Toads are a type of frog. The dirt beneath the log was damp. That toad had found itself a good spot. I carefully replaced the log. I spied a 5-inch wide burrow nearby. I peered inside, but could see nothing but darkness. Frogs may have been hiding inside, unless it was a snake's home. It didn't seem like a very froggy place to me. 3 tree frogs huddled together under a cow pie. This dropping was dry on the outside, but moist underneath. Fortunately for them, frogs don't have much of a sense of smell. Felix and Gabby assured me there were Llanos frogs beneath the dry pond. These frogs burrow 4 to 5 inches into the mud. They shed up to 40 layers of skin, forming cocoons around themselves. These cocoons help to keep them from losing water. The frogs sleep underground for several months, unaware of everything above them, such as biologists searching for the perfect frog pond. When the rains start up again, water soaks into the cocoons. The frogs break out and wriggle to the surface. They're hungry and ready to eat anything smaller than they are, even other frogs. Inside Out Raincoat. We saw only one frog that day that was not hiding. It was a painted belly monkey frog. This green frog with a brown and white belly clung to the tip of a thorny branch. As I touched the branch, the frog opened its eyes and stared at me. It looked perfectly comfortable out in the dry air and wind. Painted belly monkey frogs have special glands all over their skin. These glands ooze a waxy goop. In slow motion, the frog reaches up and over its body with a leg to spread the slippery stuff. It uses all 4 legs one at a time to coat every nook and cranny of its body. When the goop dries, the frog wears a waterproof raincoat. But this raincoat works in the opposite way our raincoats work. Ours keep water out. A painted belly monkey frog's raincoat keeps water in. And that's why these frogs don't hunker down beneath logs or burrow underground. Felix and Gabby were right. 4 months later, the pond overflowed with water. 11 different kinds of frogs croaked, peeped, trilled, and chirped in their new home. My friends had shown me the perfect frog pond, after all. During the rainy season, 11 different kinds of tadpoles swam about, eventually sprouted legs, lost their tails, and transformed into frogs. Do your own detective work. By doing your own detective work, you can discover where your neighborhood frogs hide while waiting for rain. Use a long-handled rake to roll over logs and rocks. Always roll the log or rock towards you, just in case a scorpion or snake has made that place its home. Avoid reaching into any holes. Always return logs and rocks to their original positions. Remember, animals live under these objects. If you pick up a frog, handle it gently and return it to the same spot. It chose that spot for a reason. You'll probably find some surprises, but but don't count on finding any frogs that wear raincoats. Painted belly monkey frogs live only in South America. Once the rains begin, frogs are easy to find. This rococo toad, a type of frog, may have spent months under a log. 4 months later, the pond overflowed.